that's the reality of it. To be quite honest, you're not going to be going to a stab here and then here like this, okay? The reality of it is that you're going to get cut, okay? So try to minimize getting cut, okay? Unfortunately, at level 3, all gyms are closed, so my club will just have to wait for a little while. In the meantime, just got a request from Patrick. He said, what would I do if I got robbed? Can I show him, can I show you guys what I do if I got robbed from my last video? I mentioned that I was at Pack and Save, and a few weeks ago there was a robbery there. So simple answer is I try to prevent getting robbed. That's the best thing. My wife's car have got stickers at the back, so if anybody robs her car while she's in it or whatever, you're going to know straight away that someone has stolen her car. The other thing is, if I'm here, I've got multi-tools. I mean, I use multi-tools for my servicing my lawnmower, so I've got weapons here, I've got everything here. So in my head, I try to prevent getting robbed, or I play it in my head saying that, you know, somebody's going to be on my driver's side, open the door, pull me out. I can reach over, and I've got other weapons as well. Also with the vehicle, if I'm going out for somewhere long and I'm not in public, I'll have a steering wheel lock here. Alarm will be on, so yeah, just things like that. Be smart about things, you know. And of course I've got 2 dogs patrolling the house, so nobody wants to come in when there's 2 dogs around. So getting robbed at home or something like that will never happen, especially when I've got GC, a bigger dog. But yeah, I've had a lot of friends, a lot of people who got robbed, got their house robbed, but us, because we've got dogs, we never get robbed. Dogs are better than security alarms or cameras. That's probably a good reason to have a dog, because they just keep robbers out. So the only time I would probably get robbed is if it's not a public place, if I'm alone. Most of the time I'm never in that situation. I'm always around people, near public buildings and near security cameras. So I've never really got into a situation where I had to use martial art to defend myself. I don't think I ever will, but it may happen. I may be there at the wrong place at the wrong time and the shit hits the fan and we've got to go in there and sort it out. This thing here, on the card, there's really not much in there. I carry a little bit of cash here and there, less than 100, sometimes 200, but I can recover that within a week. So I'm not too fussed about losing this. I'd rather have, you know, myself protected, myself not getting injured, because if I carry that injury for months, not months, if I carry the injury for weeks and weeks, it's going to really annoy me for the whole week. But that, you know. The other thing is not to have a big ego. So some people, you know, some male, they're really macho about it. I said, oh, I've got to be right, I've got to be big, I've got to be the bigger man, the toughest. So when I come up to any confrontation, any argument, I always try to talk myself out, because at the end of the day, I really don't give a shit about what the other person thinks. Self-defense is all about just self-defense, just keeping yourself safe. So even if someone pull out a knife and I don't have any weapon on me, I'll run away. It's just smart. If you're walking on the street and there's 3 guys to your left, just cross the street, walk on the other side. You know, just things like that. You've got to be smart. So there's 4 main elements. There's one which is there's going to be multiple attackers, so you're not going to be robbed by one person, you're going to be robbed by more like 2, okay, or 2 or 3. The next part is you're going to go to the ground, you're going to get tackled, you're going to be at the ground. 3 is they're going to be bigger, and then 4, they're going to have a weapon. So that's the 4 main things you got to think about. I always tell my student, whatever you do when it comes to self-defense, the other guy is not a bad guy. He's just making a bad decision. He might be, or she might be, a very loving person to her or his brother, be quite a loving person, you know, as daughter, mother, you know. They're not a bad person, but at that particular stage, at that particular moment, they're just making a bad decision. And there's no point, depending on the scenario, and there's no point absolutely beating the heck out of the person for that, if it's just a minor thing. When you look at the boxing, UFC, any kind of combat sport, and they've got 2 guys going head to head, when you're running on adrenaline, the body can take quite a bit of impact. You've got to fight dirty to protect yourself, okay? So for me, let's say the other guy is taller, right? I'm not going to square off and do a boxing match or a kickboxing match on this person. I will be fighting dirty. I'll be getting my fingers, making it nice and strong, stabbing it in the eye, okay? Stabbing it through the eye, kicking the groin, elbow, coming around to the back, striking the back of the head, striking to the spine, okay? Kicking up the joint. It's all about fighting dirty, okay? If you're here and you can't strike properly, headbutting, okay, knees to the groin like this, alright? It's just get real dirty, as dirty as you can, okay? And need someone in the groin, I'm not going to go like that, you know, it's way too soft. You've got to really drive it in as hard as you can, okay? I'm going to punch someone, right? Nice and quick, as hard as you can, okay? Elbow, someone in the head, you know. So if someone's got a knife, the first thing I'll do is I'll run, because there's just no point in me trying to defend that. When you've got a knife, I'm going to get cut quite badly, but hopefully the other person's going to get cut as well. So that's the reality of it. The first thing that I would do is I'll try to prevent getting cut at all the spots. Okay, so I wouldn't stand here and be a target, alright? Target of that. I'll be trying to make myself quite slim to the offender. Okay, so yeah, and then I'll just be moving out, in and out. Okay, so if my wife was trying to attack me, just attack me freely, I'll be creating this space here. Okay, like this, and I'll just be trying to. It's a giant get wrestle to this blade. It's not going to be fancy like you're going to grab it, you're going to do this throw and all that kind of thing. That doesn't work. The reality of it is someone's going to try to grab you and they're going to be trying to stab you. Okay? And once they try to stab you, you will get cut 1 or 2 times, but hopefully you sacrifice that cut, grab hold of that weapon, okay, and take the knife off them. So if you do manage to get that knife off them, okay, in self-defense, I would try to cut the hand, cut the arm, and then the last place that I'll cut is the arse, because when they sit down, they will think about you, and they will think about what a big mistake they just made. So yeah, that's just a reply for Patrick. I know that half the comments going to be hated comments because I was just so, it's just so gruesome and yucky, but that is the reality of self-defense, folks. That's the reality of it. But I wouldn't change it any other way. Great news, the next video is going to be us either fishing or hunting or doing something outside of this house. So that will be awesome. So stay tuned and I'll catch you on my next video.